Have you ever wondered why a cold plunge first thing in the morning can give you such a jolt of energy that it lasts for hours, but that same cold plunge at night can give you the most restorative, deepest sleep of your life? To many, this doesn't make any sense, but by the end of this video, you'll completely understand. We'll talk about cold plunging in the morning, at night, but we'll also talk about cold plunging in the middle of the day and how it might be the hack that you've been looking for. This question came from a friend of mine, and my answer was quick. It's like, oh, it's just working with your circadian rhythm. And while that's true, that's only part of the story. The deeper truth is that a cold plunge doesn't just have one outcome. It actually amplifies whatever stage of your circadian rhythm that you're already in. In the morning, it amplifies wakefulness. In the midday, it acts like a complete reset button. And at night, it amplifies relaxation. Assuming that you're somewhat in tune to your circadian rhythm, which is your body's internal clock, which tells your body when it's time to wake, and it tells your body when it's time to rest. And if you need some resources on how to actually manipulate and manage your circadian rhythm, I have some other videos on my channel that you'll want to check out on grounding and the benefits of grounding. But let's get back to cold plunging and let's break this down. This video is also sponsored by CryoSpring, a newer cold plunge company to the game I just reviewed last month. And if you'd like more information on this cold plunge, I'll have a link to them down in the description below, and I'll have the review video of this cold plunge pop up at the end of this video. But the first thing we're going to talk about is what actually happens when you get into cold water. Well, no matter what time of the day it is, when you step into cold water, your body reacts the exact same way, and that is survival mode. Your blood vessels constrict, your heart rate spikes, your breathing gets sharp, and your body floods with norepinephrine, which brings alertness, and dopamine, which brings motivation. This is always phase one, and it's your body saying, adapt right now or we'll die. I mean, maybe, hopefully not really, but like that's what your body's kind of saying to itself. And here's the fascinating part. What happens after that initial stress response depends entirely on when you plunge. So let's talk about right now. It's the morning, the sun is coming up, and right now my body is doing a lot of natural things to wake me up. Contrary to popular belief, coffee isn't the only reason we have energy. In the morning, your body is naturally releasing cortisol into the system. Your body temperature is climbing and your brain wants alertness. And when you plunge now in the morning, it's like pouring gasoline on the fire. Like we mentioned, norepinephrine sharpens your focus. Dopamine spikes your motivation to get up and get going. And cortisol syncs with its natural peak, so you'll feel aligned and ready for the day. Think of it like this. When you wake up naturally, no coffee, no cold plunge, no nothing, it's like walking around to every different room of your house and flipping on the light switch. Takes a little bit of time, but eventually all the lights will be on. But when you cold plunge, it's like turning on every light switch in the house at the exact same time. That's why a morning cold plunge can feel to some people like rocket fuel, better than any cup of coffee or anything you could do in the morning. You're amplifying the body's natural let's get going response. And now let's flip the clock. What happens in the evening? Because it feels like it should be the same thing, right? We should get energy every time we jump into cold water. Well, that's not exactly the case. You see, at night, your body is winding down naturally. Melatonin is naturally rising. Your body temperature is naturally dropping. And your nervous system wants calm and relaxation. Step into a cold plunge, and yes, you get that initial jolt. You get that initial shock, but it lasts about 10 seconds. And what comes after that, well, that's completely different. Your core body temperature dips, and then it rebounds, mirroring your natural pre-sleep rhythm. Your heart rate slows, and your muscles start to relax. And then your nervous system shifts hard into your parasympathetic rest and digest mode. It's like tossing the stress of the entire day into that water. And that's why evening cold plunges can help you get to sleep deeper and sleep even longer. I remember the first time I started cold plunging at night, I only did it because I was using the sauna at night, and I was like, oh, I'm super hot. This will be a nice refreshing dip. I can just jump in that water real quick, cool the body down real quick, and then hopefully be able to get to sleep. There wasn't a lot of information out there on this, and that's why I'm making this video, because I think people need to know that cold plunging in the morning, cold plunging at night, and cold plunging in the middle of the day are three totally different animals, and they provide three totally different responses in the body. And I think if more people understand the benefits of cold plunging from morning, noon, and night, well, more people will start living a better life. And at the end of the day, that's really the goal. And that leads me to the piece that most people don't think about, because most people, I think, buy a cold plunge because they see and hear about the benefits of cold plunging in the morning. Gives them energy, helps clear out the brain fog, all of that great stuff. A lot of people don't really know about the benefits of cold plunging at night, but it's starting to become a little bit more accepted. And most people usually work in the middle of the day, so they may not have access to a cold plunge in the middle of their day. But if you do, lean in and listen to this. Because to me, the cold plunge in the middle of the day is like the great reset. It's like popping that reset button on your day, clearing everything already out, and prepping yourself for a great second half of the day. That's my opinion, but here's what actually happens when you cold plunge in the middle of the day. Let's think about a normal day. By noon, your stress bucket is already starting to fill up. Decision fatigue is already starting to set in. Your energy has probably already started to dip, and that, my friends, well, that's when cold plunging becomes less about amplifying a natural rhythm and more about just hitting that reset button on your entire day. And for me, when I cold plunge in the middle of the day, here's what I typically experience. Number one, a complete stress reset. Again, I get a cortisol and adrenaline spike, which can help wash out any mental clutter. I experience more mental clarity because when my dopamine rises, it sharpens my focus for the second half of the day. I definitely experience a performance boost. Most of the time I work out in the late morning and I'll cold plunge right after that, contrary to what a lot of people say, and it legitimately resets me, gives me a boost of performance for the rest of my day. Maybe you are, or you could probably think of some of your friends who might be professional athletes and they cold plunge in the middle of the day to recover faster so that they can get back out there and train harder. And one of my favorite benefits is that my mood is always stabilized, especially if you had a busy morning and it left you a little bit drained or mentally exhausted. A cold plunge like this can balance your nervous system out. And because I like to paint a lot of pictures, I like to think of a midday cold plunge like rebooting your computer. Nothing new is installed or updated, you're just rebooting. Everything seems to run smoother after a good system reboot. I always walk away sharper, calmer, and ready for round 2 of whatever the day has to throw at me. I hope I haven't lost you so far. I just want you to remember this. A morning cold plunge launches you forward, a midday cold plunge resets your system, and an evening cold plunge winds you down. Dude, that could be a dance. Morning cold plunge launch you forward, midday cold plunge reset the system, evening cold plunge winds you down. I'm not good. Forrest Frank will have to come out with a song like that. Here's the big takeaway. Cold plunging doesn't just force one universal effect on everybody the exact same way. It amplifies and adapts to the circadian rhythm that you're currently in. So step number 1 for you needs to be reset your circadian rhythm and make sure your circadian rhythm is in tune with the lifestyle that you desire. And then think of the cold plunge like a magnifying glass. The same sunlight can pass through a magnifying glass. And if it's over dry leaves, it can ignite energy and start a fire. But if it's over still water, it can actually reflect calm. And then that same sunlight over a dusty windshield can actually clear the view so you can keep driving. Same glass, same sunlight, different outcomes. That is combining cold plunging with your circadian rhythm. So why does any of this even matter? Well, once you understand this, you can actually choose when you want to use a cold plunge to get the outcome you want. Need energy? Jump in a cold plunge in the morning. Feeling stuck or stressed? Jump in a cold plunge midday. Need recovery and deeper sleep? Cold plunge at night. And if you're like me, do it all 3 times. I think people get stuck on cold plunging at a specific temperature for a specific time for that day. I know Andrew Huberman was talking about doing 11 minutes of cold plunging throughout the week, like that's the accumulation for the maximum benefits. I don't know, I do 11 minutes of cold plunging a day. And it's not that I do it to boast or to like pound my chest or win an award. I just do it when I feel like I need it. And I know that every time I jump out of this water, I feel better. But I'm not always jumping in here for 3 minutes. I'm not always jumping in here for 5 minutes. Sometimes it's a 30-second to 1-minute dip just to reset my system. I love doing that in the middle of the day. And I'm gonna do an entire video on the different benefits and the different times and the different temperatures. So make sure that you subscribe to the channel because there's a lot of content on my channel already. I have almost 1,000 videos published. And there's more coming. I love doing this. I love making videos, putting resources out there for you. So make sure that you subscribe, like the video, comment if you have any questions, and share these videos with your friends. YouTube rewards engagement. So if you want more people to see content like this, please engage. But let me get back on my thought. Maybe instead of thinking one way, like cold plunges wake me up, or cold plunges relax me, since you've watched this video, you'll realize that cold plunging is more powerful than that. It's a tool that syncs with your biology at any point in the day. So the next time somebody asks you, why does a cold plunge wake me up in the morning but calm me down at night? You'll have the answer. Just remember that cold plunging amplifies whatever it is that your body already wants. Energy in the morning, a reset in the middle of the day, and relaxation at night. If this video helped you connect the dots, please like this video and share it with a friend. If you're new here and this is the first video you've ever seen of mine, please make sure you subscribe. It's free for you and it means the world to me. I had a goal of hitting 100,000 subscribers by the end of 2025. For some strange reason, I've been in the 50,000 subscriber range for quite a while, but that's okay. I'm gonna keep making content because I know it's made an impact in your life, or at least I hope it has if you've watched to this point. And hey, maybe you don't have a YouTube account and you can't subscribe. If that's the case, pop over to Instagram and give me a follow there. I post content there daily, and I treat that more as like a daily vlog. I don't really care too much or put too much thought into the content I post. It's more of like what we're doing that day. But either way, whether you follow me or not, whether you subscribe or not, whether you like or not, I appreciate you for watching. And guess what? I'll see you guys over on the next video. Have a great day, my friends, and God bless. And hey, speaking of next video, like I said, I'm gonna pop that review of the CryoSpring cold plunge right here. That's what we've been looking at this entire video. A great cold plunge for you to consider, and there's the video of the review popped up right here, and there will be a link down in the description of this video below. If you'd like more information or you wanna purchase one and support the channel, that link's down in the description below. Appreciate you guys. See you on the next one.